Hello, Sweet Tooth and Flutter Pyrox is here, playing Maurice the 30. Pet Detective. Not that one. Alright, what were we doing?
I think there's like one, maybe two more testimonies.
This crime was actually planned over a year ago. Morgan Fay authored the plan for her daughter's future, and these instructions were hidden somewhere in Fay Manor for a year. However, by the time Little Pearls found these instructions, they had already been unsealed. Unsealed? Yes, the killer had read these instructions long before Pearls ever found them. That's how he knew the crime was to take place at the Inner Temple. And you still insist this crafty killer is me? You bet I do. But you just said that the instructions were hidden.
That's right. Mr. Ghetto couldn't have known where the instructions were hidden.
If he really wanted to know, he had one great chance to find out. Yes, and when was that? During a visit.
A visit?
Morgan Fay told her daughter, Pearl, about where the instructions were hidden. During one of her visits to the detention center. That would be the only time for someone to have learned where they were hidden. Eavesdropping on a visit at the detention center. Yes, it could be arranged if you were someone with easy access in and out of there. Like, for example, a prosecutor such as Mr. Godot.
It's a horrible crime. Eavesdroppers and criminals.
Yeah, it's horrible. Order, order, order.
It's like anything you say will be used against you.
Mr. Godot, you're under fire again. This murder could not have been carried out without prior knowledge. And you were the only one that could have acquired the information before the murder. Humans are afraid of the dark. And yet, at the same time, we're fascinated and bewitched by it. Maybe that's why humans drink the darkness that is coffee. Sorry for always asking, but what does that mean? It means there's a reason for everything. According to your theory, the killer in this case eavesdropped on a conversation during a jail visit where he learned of a hidden plan for a crime. After discovering the plans, he hid in the Inner Temple and waited for the crime to occur. Then he ultimately took a person's life. And he did it all of that just to protect this witness? That's right. If you're accusing me of this crime, I have to ask you, why would I do this? This girl's nothing but a stranger to me. I got no reason to go through that kind of trouble to protect her. I am what you see. I am certainly not the type to rescue the damsel in distress. The killer's behavior is certainly extreme, for lack of a better word. Even considering that the killer wanted to protect this witness's life. His behavior is still a little too unnatural. However, you had a good reason, didn't you, Mr. Godot? An unshakable reason that forced you to protect this witness at all costs.
I knew it. You figured it out, haven't you, Nick?
Maya. I guess you were doing your best to cover for Godot. For the same reason, huh? Okay, Trey. I'm all ears. Let's hear it. It's very simple. Maya Fey is a lot more than just a stranger to you. What's this? There's one person who lies at the very center of this whole story. One person that ties you and Maya Fey in together inextricably, blah, blah. There's a very good reason why Maya Fey's life is so precious to you. After all, she is Mia Fey's only sister. Mia Fey. You once worked alongside her. That was when you were a defense attorney. But wait a second here. Mr. Godot is a defense attorney? With your honor's piercing intellect, you must have figured it out by now. The real name of this man who calls himself Godot? His real name is Diego Armando. Isn't that right? The last time someone called me by that name was over 6 years ago. Diego Armando. That name rings a bell. It should, Your Honor. All of this is related to a single case. A case in which a convict named Terry Falls killed himself. Mia Fey's first time in court, the tragic outcome left a deep wound in her heart. She knew that behind it all was a heartless, scheming demoness in disguise. But in the end, Mia couldn't tear off that disguise. However, there was one man who reached out to help her. Diego Armando, a senior defense attorney at the office where Mia worked. Mia.
Wait, we already heard this one though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was moved by her. The way she put all her faith in her clients. That pure, sweet heart of hers. That's why I could never forgive Dahlia Hawthorne. Mia and I thoroughly investigated that fake kidnapping incident. Then one fateful day, Dahlia wanted to meet with me. It had been 6 months since the trial. We met in the courthouse cafeteria. Ah, I just remembered. 6 years ago, right here in this courthouse, you were poisoned. Even I didn't see it coming. Dolly Hawthorne slipped some poison into my coffee. Some newspapers at the time called it a murder. Very little information about the case was released to the press. But you weren't dead at all. No official reports ever actually called it a murder. I was just in a deep coma. I see. My body shut down and my life became nothing but a long, deep sleep. That woman's poison did a real number on my central nervous system. I lost my sight and all my hair turned white due to the damage it caused.
That's terrible.
Apparently, it was a miracle that I ever regained consciousness. 5 years had passed since I drank that poisoned brew. Then one morning my eyes flew open from the smell of a doctor's cup of coffee. 5 years? You were asleep for 5 years? Yes, and then I was awoken by the aroma of delicious coffee. No, joke. And the worst possible news was waiting for me. Mia Fey was dead. From the very moment I opened my eyes, I had already lost everything I thought I had. The woman I loved had been murdered, and the woman I loathed had been sentenced to death. The woman you loathed. The woman who had spiked my scalding hot coffee, Dahlia Hawthorne. Ha! Good old Mia. She didn't let me down. She got her revenge before she checked out. In the end, there wasn't anyone waiting for me when I woke up.
That's so sad.
For someone like me, for someone who had slept away their best days, there were only 2 reasons left to live. And it was for those 2 reasons that I decided to become a prosecutor. If I may ask, what were your 2 reasons? Well, one of them was revenge on Phoenix. The first was you, Trite. Huh? Me. If I hadn't drank that stupid poison, Mia Fey never would have died, much less the way she did. You were the only one who was there to protect her. But you let her die. It was all your fault.
How is it all his fault?
I don't know. It wasn't like that. I wanted to see for myself what kind of a man you really were. So that's why you became a prosecutor. My other reason for living, she goes by the name of Maya Fey.
Huh? You mean me?
You were the only one, only way I could make up for the sin of not saving Mia. 1 year ago, when the Korean village incident was resolved, it was obvious that Morgan Fey was planning something. Whatever her evil plan was, I was determined to stop her. My role as a prosecutor put me in the perfect position to do something about her. That's how you overheard Pearl's visit with Morgan at the detention center. I knew that the time was drawing near. Since I knew the plan, I thought I could foil it. My goal was to outwit the plan. I thought if I could do that, I could keep that girl from being caught up in it. That makes sense. If Pearls had known what the actual purpose of the plan was to kill Maya, she never would have helped out. Finally, the day of the plan was drawing near. I contacted both of my accomplices. Iris of Hazakura Temple and Misty Fey. I especially needed the help of Iris. She was to take the fall in my backup plan in case we couldn't control Pearl Fey.
But how did you contact my mother? She's been missing for almost 20 years.
Officially, yes.
What do you mean, officially?
You've heard about it, haven't you? About the strong ties between the main family and the government? Now that you mention that, Bikini did say something to that effect. She said that the Master of Korean had great authority. Even without her official position, Misty Fey still wielded great influence. The police have been keeping an eye on her movements all this time. That's how I was able to contact her. Again, because of my position as a prosecutor.
So my mother was cooperating with you?
Don't ever forget it. No matter how far away from you she was, she never stopped thinking about you.
She was always...
That's why I knew she would do anything to protect you. If you want to know how strong her resolve to protect you was, look at her staff. Her staff, the one with the sword in it. The day the plan was to be carried out arrived soon enough. We met for the first time in Hazakura Temple. That's when your mother showed me her special staff. I realized it then, just how far she was willing to go. She's ready to use that sword to protect you from Morgan Fay, if necessary. Yes, even if it meant paying the ultimate price.
Mother.
That night, the night of the crime, there was just one way to stop Morgan's evil plan. You mean Pearl's, don't you? We had to make sure she didn't channel Dahlia Hawthorne. We thought we could prevent her from playing her part in Morgan's plan. But she never showed up.
He was worried and followed me to the inner temple.
That was the thing we were most afraid of. And that's why Misty Fay had to do the channeling herself. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne into her own body. What? What do you mean? If she channeled the spirit first, then Pearls wouldn't be able to do it herself. As Master Koran, Misty Fay's power was supreme. So that's how it went down. She channeled Dahlia Hawthorne so that Pearl Fay wouldn't be able to. What? Is this true? My role in the plan was to make sure no one was going to hurt Maya Fey. That's why I hid myself at the inner temple, just in case he needed to be saved from Dahlia Hawthorne. Good-o. Anyway, that's all I'm going to admit to, Trite. Huh? There's no doubt about it. You're a great defense attorney. But you're going to have to do the rest yourself. The background leading up to this incident has been laid bare. There's just one question remaining, Mr. Wright. Who killed the victim?
Isn't that what we said?
Yeah, that's what we said. There are only two possible suspects right now. Maya Fey, and I'm sad to say, you, Mr. Godot. Well, Troy, if you're the real deal, then finish this thing once and for all. Show us beyond a shadow of a doubt that you can finish this on your own.
No, Nick. Please don't.
Maya.
I heard the whole thing. From my sister in the medical office. That's why I have to protect Mr. Godot. That's stupid. I can't testify against him. After all, he's the man who put his life on the line to protect Mia. And me too.
Maya, I know that.
Nick,
But even so, it doesn't absolve him of his crime. Please, Maya, testify. Miss Fey, your testimony, please. This is the final testimony. Don't bother trying to hide anything because I'll know. I want to hear the truth from your own lips.
I understand. Sure, you're right. I'm ready now, Nick.
Alright, young lady. Tell us about the moments before you lost consciousness. What exactly happened at the time of the murder? The time of the murder.
Just before it happened, I think I saw some red lights. 3 of them. I thought I'd ask for help, but just then, I was splattered with blood. struck dead, though. She was struck back at the enemy behind her. Suddenly, the red lights went out, and the whole area went dark. It was just at that moment there was a horrible scream. Right after that, Dahlia collapsed, and I lost consciousness.
These red lights. I thought you said you don't remember seeing them.
I'm sorry. Thought I saw them, then they disappeared all of a sudden.
Ha! Things break, Trey. Even the best of theories. Who was it that stabbed Misty Faye? It looks like you still can't prove it. Maya's telling the truth this time, I know it. The rest is up to me. Well then, Mr. Wright. Proceed with your final cross-examination of the witness. Light shining in the dark. I don't think you can make a mistake about that.
Yeah, you're right. I think I saw them, but I can't say for sure. I can't tell you for sure they were from Mr. Godot's mask either.
I don't get the feeling she's covering for him anymore, but... But just after that, you turned towards the lights and called for help. Isn't that because you thought the lights were coming from Mr. Godot's mask?
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe that's what I was thinking at the time. But I can't remember after all. There was a person I couldn't identify in front of me.
Maya's life was in terrible danger at the time. There's no way she can remember the details of the scene perfectly. Alright then, let's go on with the testimony. What did you do when you saw the red lights? That blood, was it Dahlia Hawthorne's blood?
I think so, probably. Just in that moment, I heard a soft scream that seemed to be close by. It was a woman's voice.
So that was when the killer stabbed the victim from behind with the murder weapon. Is that right? Without a doubt, Maya was in the middle of a really dangerous situation. Anyway, the victim was stabbed by the murder weapon. What happened after that? Struck back? How do you know that?
Well, you're right. I didn't see it exactly. But I could tell by the sound of their breathing and movement. Also, the smell of blood.
You have witnessed more horror than any young lady should ever have to in one life. So then what did you do at that point?
I couldn't move. I could just barely make out their shadows moving in the dark, but I had no idea what to do.
Did you still see the red lights you mentioned earlier?
Yes, I think so. But
They went out?
yes, suddenly I couldn't see them at all.
Well, what could it mean? If the red lights were coming from Godot's mask, and they went out right in the middle of a fight,
Maybe the mask was damaged?
or maybe it was knocked off. Or maybe the batteries ran out. Right, Trey? Or maybe those little pinhead looking lights just stopped working. Could it really happen then? What do you mean by just at that moment? Do you mean the moment when the red lights went out?
Yes, that's right.
The scream that you heard then, was it Dahlia Hawthorne?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was a man's voice.
What? What? So then that scream came from the killer? That's gotta be it.
I think Dahlia Hawthorne must have taken the blade and attacked the killer with it.
And then the killer let out a scream of pain, huh?
After that, the killer stole the blade back and delivered the final blow, I guess.
Well, Mr. Wright, seems to make sense to me. Sounds like a reasonable deduction, but I still kind of wonder. Do I say the contradiction? Sorry to say this, but that interpretation would create an enormous contradiction. That makes sense. After all, my deductions are almost currently never correct. Remember the testimony she just gave before the killer let out a scream? Maya said she had already been splattered by the victim's blood. In other words, the blade and the staff had already been plunged into the victim.
Is that right?
She couldn't have struck back with a sword that was already stuck in her body. The weapon that caused the killer to let out a scream must have been something other than the staff. If you're so sure about that, then don't keep us waiting any longer, Trike. There's only one thing I can think of that could have been used as a weapon here. If Dahlia Hawthorne had already been stabbed in the back by the staff, what could she have used to strike back at the killer? The dagger?
Most likely. There's blood on it, but doesn't match the victim. And it's another weapon that would be there.
Oh wait, the Shitsu.
That would be all the way on the left side, though.
Yeah. Guess. The ball. Naturally, the dagger the killer brought to the scene of the crime. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's forgettable. This dagger was found at the crime scene, stuck into a pine tree. Yes, the detective found it this morning and brought it to me. Dahlia Hawthorne struck back at the killer with this. And she managed to wound him as well. Just because he let out a scream doesn't mean that he was wounded. For all we know, the blood on the dagger could have been from the victim. Have you forgotten that the blood had already been tested? Since we learned it wasn't the victim's blood, it must be the killer's blood. The killer must have a wound somewhere on his body. So you're saying the blood on this dagger belongs to the killer? Exactly. DNA analysis of the blood would prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. And yes, Mr. Godot, it would prove that it's your blood. Nice theory, Trike. Order? Order in the court! Is this the end? Have I done it? Even he won't be able to change the results of a scientific test. Huh! Let me ask you something, Trike. Let's just say that it turned out that I was the killer. Do you really think I would be stupid enough to leave evidence like that? What? Just think for a second. This dagger was found this morning by a detective and brought to me. There was already blood on it, correct? But even so, I was the one who brought this dagger here to the courtroom. Yes, what does that prove? Well, if I really were the killer, I could have washed the blade off and then planted another person's blood on it. Can't be. In any case, there's one thing I can guarantee you, Trite. That blood doesn't belong to me. Not a chance. What?
This is just telling me Ghetto has access to another person's blood at any time.
It's a vampire. Coffee addict vampire, huh?
Like, could it just go up to another person like, can I cut you with this?
I'll give you coffee in exchange for your blood. I like O positive. O positive is the most common. Then again, AB negative is pretty uncommon and probably a delicacy. I could sprinkle some in my next batch of some good old mocha latte. I don't know. In any event, it seems to be established that the killer was wounded. Alright then, witness. Continue to test him.
Wait a minute.
What's the problem? I'm the judge here. Why does everyone cut me off?
I know I probably shouldn't say this, but there's a big contradiction in Nick's explanation.
Maya.
This dagger, you said that it wounded the killer?
That's right.
But if Mr. Godot had really been cut with the dagger, his clothes should have be bloody or have a rip in them, right? He only has one set of clothes, right?
Maya? Maybe he just changed his clothes. That solved the contradiction pretty easily.
What are you talking about? It's not that simple at all. Remember back to the day of the murder? Everyone that was on the inner temple side got trapped there.
Ah, that's right. Once the bridge was fixed and the police headed for the inner temple.
Mr. Godot was already there waiting for them. He never had a chance to change his clothes.
Order in the court. Well, maybe you brought a change of clothes with him. But no one could have predicted the lightning strike that shut down the bridge. Why would anyone have brought a change of clothes? Did the judge take smart pills during the last recess? Well then, maybe the killer took off his clothes before he committed the murder. That way you couldn't get blood on him. That's impossible, Trite. I stapled my clothes to me. My clothes don't ever come off.
Yeah, Gato totally saw a person getting attacked, so he threw his clothes off and then dealt with it.
I got tired of washing off coffee stains, so I just decided I'll just wear one pair of clothes forever. You know how cold it gets up there late at night? Eh? After a few minutes with no clothes on, you'd be frozen solid. You want me to freeze, Trite? Ha! So that's all you got. I knew you weren't tough enough to finish this. Right now, if Mia Fey were here, she'd slap you. If Mia Fey were here, she would have closed the book on this case already. Mia Fey were here. So come on, Trek, can you do it or not? How about it, Mr. Wright? You've accused Mr. Godot of being the killer.
And Godot's pretty much like, Do it! Do it! Show me your man!
Show me your manliness. But can you prove it?
With your sexy puzzle skills.
Seduce him with your contradictions. Have you gotten even one piece of evidence? Don't psych-lock yourself, Phoenix. The question isn't whether I can prove it or not. The fact is, I have to prove it. It's the only choice I have. I was taught that it's one of the rules of being a lawyer.
That you must seduce the prosecution with your sexy court record skills.
With evidence, yes. I can prove it. I'm gonna bring your magnificent vengeance to fruition, just as you want it. Why does this sound like shipping all the time? Ha! That's good. A fighter till the bitter end, right? Since there's just one piece of evidence that can prove your point.
Probably sounds like that because we've been joking about seducing him.
Why don't we go for the unlimited penalty?
I can't think he'll just destroy you no matter what afterwards.
Are you trying to pressure me? I'll save before you can do that.
Why does the prosecutor get to choose how much penalty there is? You know, it just tells me if I was a prosecutor, go for unlimited penalty every single round.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, half of these actually continue because the prosecutor's just like, oh, whatever, I'll keep listening.
Yeah.
Even though I've already won.
Because it doesn't matter to me. I've got the one piece of evidence I need. Give me a break. You got nothing, Trey. So what do I do at a time like this? Do I whip it out or not? It's simple. I gotta whip out my evidence from my seductive court record. I know. I gotta... There's a contradiction. Maybe I have to press.
There's no time for pressing. You get one shot. One chance to press.
It's simple. I gotta think outside the box and approach this from a different angle.
It's gotten so gay.
I know, it just... Okay, never mind. Alright then, Mr. Ray, let's hear what you got. There's one thing I've demonstrated in the previous cross-examination. The killer was wounded. That was proven by the blood on the dagger. But we decided it was impossible for him to have hidden such a wound. If he had been cut by a dagger, there should have been a blood stain on his clothing. But there's not. So what you kind of do? I don't know. There's one place the killer could have hidden his wound. What did you say?
Hidden.
This is it, my last stand. I need to think about this from a different angle. I don't need to think about why there were no bloodstains on his clothing. I need to show how he hid his wound. It's the end of the line! The final stop, Trey! Let's hear what you got. Where's this location where you say the killer hid his wound?
Tokyo has hidden it on your attorney's bench!
Oh, and the balls. Got it.
Did he hide his wound on himself? On Edgeworth. He wounded Edgeworth and hit it.
Edgeworth got wounded.
Yeah, just Edgeworth holding him the whole time.
Gumshoe.
Gumshoe's doing it.
Gumshoe did it. Oh, he hit his wound right here. He just rubbed himself up on it.
That was Dahlia.
Eagle River?
Can't reach Eagle River.
True. I have no idea.
Present Godot.
Present Godot? What?
Present himself.
What is this nonsense?
He hit it on himself.
Ha! I don't know what you're talking about. And frankly, I don't need to know. What I do know is that she'll never be the half a lawyer she was. Isn't that right, Trike? Are you taking sides, Demi? What was that just now? Yeah. Can't be. You're living on through him? Even as we speak, you're still hiding the wound.
Well, yeah, how else would you? What else would you use then?
It's beneath your mask. Yeah, stab him in the eye.
Yeah, that's how his clothing was there with, and how his lights went out.
Yeah,
He got stabbed.
stabbed in the eye.
I mean, seriously, he gave her a glowing target.
Yep. I was just thinking on what to present him, like what evidence, and it was him. Like,
It was on his body.
I didn't know you had to present his profile pic. I thought it was like, I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking.
It's kind of a hard one. It's like, what in the world is, how is he hiding it? You don't really have evidence that says how.
Yeah.
It's on his body.
During the fight, the red lights given off by the killer suddenly disappeared. Seconds later, the killer let out a scream. That's right, your mask went flying off your face. Mr. Godot, would you mind removing your mask? If you have a dagger wound under there somewhere, then I'd say this whole case is solved. Did his mask just explode?
Did it?
There was an explosion off of that. Just now, I saw her spirit in you. I never liked you. We know. 6 years ago. You helped the woman who put me to sleep by hiding her a bottle of poison. And then swallowed that bottle for some reason, you freak. And then, while I was sleeping, you let me die. But you didn't care. You just kept living your pathetic, happy-go-lucky little life. You even had the nerve to follow in her footsteps as a lawyer. I could never forgive you. That's what I thought.
Mr. Godot.
But I was wrong about you. I knew it from the very beginning. The truth is, the only person I could never find it in my heart to forgive was myself. Yep. Was me. Yourself? I was the one that failed to protect Mia. Me and no one else. Though I enjoyed blaming right every single second of every single day. It was fun.
That's hobby.
I tried to avert my eyes from the truth to escape from the harshness of reality. I just couldn't face Mia's death head on, so I ran. Or more so, just drank a whole bunch of coffee. I hid behind a mask and 500,000 million cups of coffee. Threw away my true name.
You know we got poisoned by coffee. How can you still stand this stuff?
If I drink all the coffee before the next one poisons me, then I succeed. Dahlia can't poison me again if she can't get any coffee. If I already drank it all. I couldn't even deal with being a defense attorney anymore. So I quit.
Deal with coffee, the very thing that poisoned me.
Like I said, I like super elusive aromas. But you saved Maya. Yeah, that was my plan. Up until just now, anyway. I was like, screw it. Fight me.
What do you mean?
Insert vague coffee reference right here. Are you listening, Maya? If I had really wanted to save you, then there's one person that I should have gone and talked to right away. Is there a cup of coffee then? I mean,
Who would that be? Are you talking about Nick?
no, my coffee. I always tucked coffee. But I didn't do it. I tried to get the help of Iris and your mother. But I closed my eyes to the most important man involved. Do you know why? The real reason?
No? Why?
I suppose I wasn't really interested in saving you at all.
Huh?
I think I was just trying to salvage what's left of my own broken soul. I was trying to make up for the fact that I couldn't save Mia. Nothing more. That's why I let you walk right into a situation that I knew was dangerous. Anyways, forgive me. You're wrong. You put your life on the line to save Maya. Was it really for Maya's sake? Even I'm not really sure. What do you mean by that? That night in the darkness of the garden when I saw her silhouette. A part of me must have known the truth. The truth that it wasn't really Dolly Hawthorne standing there in front of me. Could have been Misty Faye, or even that little girl. But I still picked up the blade. It was like I was dreaming. I'm not sure exactly what was going on in my mind at that point. Was I really motivated by the pure desire to protect Maya Faye? Or was it something else? Was it my hatred for a woman who had stolen everything from me 6 hours earlier? Could it have been simply a desire for revenge? And now, I don't know anything anymore. I did learn something today, though. I finally realized that I was the arrogant one. I was just chasing an illusion, a fantasy. This stupid fantasy of defeating you in the courtroom. You were the one who made me realize my folly. You never ran away from me as death. Instead, he picked up where she left off, as a true defender of the people. In that one moment, I understood everything. Mr. Godot. I think you already know this, but if you don't, my name is Diego Armando.
Mr. Armando, I believe in you. I know you were just trying to save me. Ugh.
Yeah. Thanks.
Can someone get this guy medical attention?
Your wound, it's bleeding. Ha! Did you forget already? In my world, the color red doesn't exist. Still would smell though. There must be my tears. Tears? Ever since I woke up from my coma, I think I've been waiting for this very moment.
Mr. Armando?
You do well to remember this, Maya. The only time a lawyer can cry is when it's all over. This time it really is all over, isn't it? Defendant.
Yes, Your Honor.
Although you weren't directly involved in the murder, tampering with the body and the crime scene is a serious offense in itself.
I understand, Your Honor. Mr. Armando explained that to me very carefully. I knew the risk and I cooperated anyway.
Very well. Before I hand down my verdict, is there anything you'd like to say?
Well, there is one thing. I'd like to say something to Mr. Wright. I want to apologize to you.
Apologize to me? For what?
For the case 5 years ago, of course.
I just remembered. Weren't you poisoned by your own lover? Not exactly, but yeah, something like that. Even now, 5 years later, I can hardly believe it. She was going to do it. She was planning to kill me.
It's not all that surprising. The two of you hardly knew each other.
Huh? What do you mean?
You and my sister. You only met twice.
Huh? We only met twice.
The first time you met was on that fateful day. The day she poisoned Mr. Armando in the cafeteria of this very warehouse. And the next time you met her was 8 months later. You met her again on the day that she stole your cold medicine. And Doug Swallow was killed.
No way. It just can't be true. I mean, during our whole relationship, we were...
For those 8 months, the woman that you thought was Dahlia Hawthorne wasn't actually my sister.
Huh? It wasn't Dahlia.
I hope one day you can forgive me. Beanie?
You mean...
That's right. I liked you for 8 months.
But why? Why would you do such a thing?
Since she gave you the bottle that day, my sister was trying to get it back as soon as she possibly could. The police investigation and their surveillance. She couldn't move about freely.
So that's why you...
My sister, from the very beginning, she was prepared for the worst.
Prepared for the worst?
She thought that you might somehow discover the truth. That's why she always ready to be with you at a moment's notice.
You mean she was ready to kill me, don't you?
She had so much to answer for. I didn't want any more sins on her soul.
So for 8 months, just like... She's pretending to be the other sister, but the other sister is just behind in the background like... I'll kill him.
I'll kill him. If you don't get that necklace.
It's a weird thought.
I begged her not to do it, and she agreed to give me a chance.
And that's why you came to me. You came to get the bottle pendant back from me in her place?
But I couldn't get you to give it back. I failed at something even as simple as that. 8 months passed and I still couldn't get it back from you. Finally, my sister couldn't wait any longer.
I feel like with dedication you could have got it back, because when he's sleeping he probably has to take it off.
She didn't consult me about her plans for you that day. It was the first time that had ever happened.
That was a bit strange, wasn't it? Up until that day, you two weren't partners in crime and she would confer with you.
She must have noticed.
Noticed what?
My feelings for you. If she found out she planned to, if I found out she was planning to kill you, I would have done whatever was necessary to stop her. Even if it meant her life or mine.
Iris.
After spending those 8 months by your side, my feelings toward you, they changed.
I have something to say to you too.
Yes?
You really are the person I always thought you were. Even after Dahlia Hawthorne was found guilty, I still believed in you.
Thank you.
How many cups of darkness have I drank over the years? Even I don't know. I'll tell you though, my skin has become the color of coffee. I am what I drink now. I have evolved. Right now, this one here is the greatest cup I think I've ever had. Don't you think so, Phoenix Wright? Yeah, I think you're right. The purpose of this trial was to rule on the murder of the victim, Elise Duxnim. At some point, I expect you will be tried for your role as an accomplice in this case.
I understand, Your Honor.
Very well. On the charge of murder, I hereby find the defendant guilty. Court is now adjourned. So I guess it's all over. The way everything ended, was justice really served? The man who risked his life to save Maya is being sent to prison by my own hand.
Of course justice was served.
Mia!
I'm proud of you, Phoenix. Your defense was truly brilliant.
But I couldn't save Mr. Armando. The man who cared so deeply for you.
You're wrong, Phoenix. You did save Diego. You saved him in the only way possible.
You mean with that verdict?
I think one day you'll understand too. Phoenix, I want you to remember one thing. You were as good as out there today as any defense attorney ever could hope for me. There's nothing more you can learn from me.
Mia!
You've accomplished something I wasn't able to. I owe you a great deal. Thank you.
Mia.
Sure we'll meet again someday, Phoenix. When the world's hooked up with Mia. What?
Can Phoenix ever say anything different when Mia arrives?
No.
Good God.
You know, at one point we're gonna see something anime and it's just going Mia, 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 Mia.
Mia! Oh my God.
I feel like the writers don't want to bother.
Yeah. I've handled lots of cases and seen a lot of things. And along this journey, I've found myself asking just one question. Just one question. What does it really mean to defend someone? I suppose today's case produced one possible answer.
Nick,
Maya.
Mia. It's just like my sis said.
Mia! What did she say?
That night when I channeled Mia to get her advice on what to do. This is what she wrote back in my notebook. Don't worry, Phoenix will save everyone in the end.
That's a lot of pressure. But
Come on, cut it out with that gloomy face. Can't you see? Me, sis, and I'm sure Iris too. We owe you for everything you've done for us, Nick. So I don't understand. Isn't Godot under like a stand your ground law? He was doing it to defend someone.
yeah, but we have a weird court system where they have to find somebody guilty. No matter what. Nobody goes free. There we go again. Maya! How can you be so bright and chipper after all that's happened? You're brutally attacked, you even saw your mother murdered.
Ouch! Phoenix.
Franziska.
I wasn't here for a while, so I thought I'd show you I still exist. You're softy as always, Phoenix Wright.
Well, if I'm a softy, why do you keep whipping me?
Because it will toughen you up. Excellent work, right?
Edgeworth, make her stop.
I can't make her stop, you know that. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, when did you come back?
Oh, that's right. I guess no one filled her in on that. Edgeworth and Franziska have actually been helping me.
Helping you?
If these two hadn't been there on the first day of the trial, the defense wouldn't have gotten anywhere.
Wow. But where were you, Nick? I heard he fell into a river and caught a nasty cold, which forced him to sleep all day. Yes, he laid in bed shivering from his fever with Iris's hood pulled over his head. Oh, ouch. Talk about embarrassing, Nick. You definitely need more training. Anyway, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. And you too, Franziska? I don't suppose... Larry!
There's room for me in this group hug, is there? No. No, Larry.
Oh, Larry.
What's with the longer than usual face? I realized something when I was reborn. I realized that Larry was never of any use to anyone, not even once.
That's not true, right, Nick?
Do I really have to present his own drawing to him and say, it actually was really good? What? You're asking me. Well, Nick, is it true? I got a place in this world, right? Huh? Oh, yeah, of course. I knew it! Everyone would be better off if I was gone for good. I don't know. Oh yeah. Those portraits you painted, they were really good. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
What? Me?
Why are you making that face? Huh, Edgy?
Yes, indeed. I certainly can't say that they lack resemblance.
You really mean it? What about you, Francie? Did I draw you well, too? Ah!
My beauty can't possibly be captured by a mere crayon.
Mine is glaring.
Nevertheless, I recognize the effort you put in. And that's worth something.
So then you'll do it? Like you promised? You're going to model for my next picture book? Francie to Whippity. Ow!
Don't get carried away.
Well, how about that? I guess painting portraits is the only thing I'm good at. The painting of Pearl was pretty darn good too, if you ask me. Huh?
Now that you mention it, I haven't seen her around.
Pearls. Where could she have gone? Normally she would have made a beeline for Maya.
I'll go look for her. Be right back. Hey, Pearly! Right? You seem to be uncharacteristically puzzled. I expect you're wondering how Maya can be so cheerful despite all that has happened.
Yeah?
To be honest, I can't understand it either.
Because you don't understand emotions. Who's this guy? That's right, she lost her family fairly recently, so as well.
I think I understand how she feels. Maya's a much wiser person than she appears. I think she realized something. Now is exactly when she needs to be strong as she can. What do you mean by now is exactly the time? Maya wasn't the only one that was badly wounded by this incident.
Exactly. When you have a tragedy happen on that level, somebody has to be the strong support, whether they like it or not.
Yep.
Otherwise, everybody just crumbles.
In fact, there was someone hurt far more deeply than she was. I believe it's for that person that Maya's trying her best not to cry.
Someone who was hurt more deeply than Maya. Edgeworth, I think I'm starting to understand too. Ow!
Then tell me, Phoenix Wright. Who is Maya being strong for?
Gumshoe?
Pearl Bay.
The poor kid. After all, the reason that she worked so hard to follow instructions was because she loved and believed in her mother, Morgan. It's for the good of the Fae Can. I'm sure she believed in every last word. She thought she was doing it for Maya. That's why she was so happy. It shows how truly devoted she is to Maya.
But it's a cruel irony. It was their exuberance that led to this tragedy. Faye's mother was killed, and Maya herself was put into the deepest peril imaginable.
That's exactly what Maya is putting on her brave face. She's doing it for Pearl's sake, until she can see her smile again.
Oh hey, so this is where you all were. Well, looks like we got quite the bunch here today. Yep. What was that for, sir?
Sorry about that, Scruffy. My whip just seems to have a mind of its own.
What's up, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, you know, this and that. Anyway, congrats on your win, pal. Let's go out tonight. Dinner's on me. My salary's just sort of kind of gone down by a teensy-weensy bit, but it's alright. I made reservations at a first-class French restaurant tonight.
Ah, pretty good work, Scruffy. That whip was your reward.
Detective Gumshoe? You said a first-class French restaurant. You don't mean...
Très bien. Where else?
I knew it. We're doomed.
Come on, let's go, everyone. Can't keep Maggie waiting, pal. Hey, you crybaby. You're invited too.
Wow. Oh, forget about me. Pearl and I will be at the loser's shack eating potatoes. You know, Maya is taking an awfully long time to get back. She's still out looking for pearls. Oh, Maya, what's wrong?
Nick, what do I do? Pearly, I can't find her anywhere.
Huh?
I bet she just went back home, that's all.
I thought so too, so I called the village. But no one's heard from her. This hasn't happened before.
As I figured.
She has to be badly hurt by this incident.
She feels responsible for the tragedy that's been following you, Maya.
But none of this was her fault. What should I do?
Detective Gumshoe,
Yeah, what is it, pal?
could you guys go on ahead?
But what about you, pal?
Maya and I will... We'll join you guys once we find pearls.
Nick?
Don't worry about us, Detective Gumshoe. We may be a little late, but we'll definitely be there. We have a lot of celebrating to do tonight, and I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Very well, Phoenix Wright. We'll go on ahead.
Don't keep us waiting, right?
We won't.
But where should we look? Clearly have gone.
Let's go, Maya. There's only one place I can think of that pearls might have gone to.
The loser shack?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You know, I don't get it. Why didn't people tell Maya that Phoenix tried to cross the burning bridge?
I don't know.
I wanted to see your response to that one. How's Akura Temple?
For pearls, I bet this is a very important place. After all, it's where this whole incident started.
What's this? You're all back again so soon? Sister Bikini? I thought we'd be eating mashed potatoes alone tonight. So she's here? Pearly is here? She's in the training hall. Why don't you hurry along and go see her? Okay. Pearly's not here. Not in this dangerous building.
Ah. Maya, the hanging scroll.
Huh? It didn't even get stained slightly. Someone's cleaned it off.
It's gotta be pearls.
Ah! Mystic Maya! Pearly! Why'd you just leave like that? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! I swear I'd never to trouble the two of you ever again. 'Cause it's all my fault that Mystic Maya's mother.
That's why I came here.
It's the least I can do to pray for your happiness. You don't have to do that, Pearly. It wasn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. Of course I'm sad my mother is gone. But how do I say this? I'm still happy. You don't have to lie just to make me feel better. No, really. It's true. The only reason I'm still here at all is thanks to everyone who was there for me. My sis, my mother, Mr. Armando, Nick, and you. If even one of you weren't there, I'm sure I wouldn't still be alive right now. And Gumshoe, he built the bridge. That's why I have to be strong. For all the people that were there when I needed them. That's all I can really do. Mystic Maya. I am impressed. You truly are the daughter of Mystic Misty. Sister Bikini. Your mother, Mystic Misty, was a strong woman indeed. I want to tell you what she said to me that night. After dishonoring the good man Kurion, I don't have the right to face my daughter. But still, Maya's always in my thoughts. It's true, she'll always be with me until the day I die. Well, now she's not with you anymore. Your spirit was with her. That's why your mother was so strong. Even at the end, I'm sure she had no regrets.
She'll always be with me until the day I die, huh? There's a rule or something all masters are to follow, isn't there? To never take the charm off until the day you die.
But that's the Master's talisman.
The thing that Misty kept to by her heart would never take off. It wasn't the container that was important, rather it was the contents.
That's... a photo? Ah. Mother.
It's only natural for living creatures to fight to protect their own lives. What makes us human is what we fight for others. But who do you fight for? How hard must you fight? That's a true measure of what human life is worth. We defense attorneys are warriors who are constantly challenged by that question.
How many times has this one urn been broken?
Even when the battle is over, the bonds that connect us are severed. We always return, time and time again. Mia, Maya, Pearls, Mr. Armando. Maya's mother, too. I learned that from all of them. Well, shall we get going? Everyone is waiting. This is a day to remember, a day when a lot of things were finally put to rest. I think we should celebrate what we've overcome today.
But I still can't. Oh, go on, sweetie. You can come back for training anytime. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm gonna make a brand new start too. Sister Bikini, I'll be back for more training. I promise. I know, and I won't go easy on you just because you're the future master. Isn't she the new master?
Yeah, it should be.
Master now. I'll make sure to prepare reservations for 3 for when you come back. Alright. We're going to have a great feast today, Pearly.
If Bikini has such a bad back, how is she gonna be able to run this entire place by herself?
I don't know. But again, Iris is just an accomplice. I don't know how long that has her in prison for. Especially considering the case was obviously to protect someone. Well, I'm hoping that doesn't get rid of the death penalty.
Yeah.
You know why? Because training is a battle of endurance. Okay, Mystic Maya. I'll eat lots and lots of food tonight.
You know, there's one thing I don't get. I probably don't want to, but
What is it, Nick?
reservations for training is fine and all. But why for 3?
Come on, what do you think? You're one of us, Nick. Next time you can train right alongside us.
Huh?
I'll be waiting for you. Mr. Bikini will take special care of you.
Huh? What?
Venus has no spiritual power. There's no point.
Yeah.
It'll be great, Nick. We're gonna do the special course, naturally.
What?
It's a great idea, after all, Mr. Nick. You'd do anything for Mystic Maya, wouldn't you? Even walk on hot coals, right?
Oh great, you're now in between Ice and Pearl.
Oh my god.
We'll have a nice big meal before we come back next time, right, Nick?
You know, I was wondering if I can say just one little thing.
Sure, of course you can. Oh, I love this part. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm getting goosebumps too.
Well then, here goes nothing. Objection.
They're basically forcing Maya on him.
Yeah.
I'll really have to work extra hard now. Master Kurion and office manager of Wright & Co. Law Offices. And I have to be a good big sister to Pearlie and Nick, too. Well, as long as I'm not locked up or captured or anything like that. So it's true, Mr. Nick is really Mystic Maya's knight in shining armor. He went through the special course at the end. Actually, I heard there's a legendary extra special ultra course here too. I think I'll surprise the two of them by making them a secret reservation.
Oh my god, don't do that.
Oh god, you're gonna torture Phoenix. Maggie brought me a brand new coat as a present, pal. Feel 10 years younger. I'll never take it off.
Yes, but somehow you don't see the same. I guess a dirty, shabby old overcoat is just more detective-like, sir.
Don't worry about it. In the name of love, a man will soil himself silly. Mr. Wright, I'm once again in your debt. Thanks to you, the Treasure of Curion exhibit was a great success. I even got to see Miss Bon Karma, who I haven't seen for over a year. She taught me how to use a whip and said that I must show you what I've learned.
Oh my god, no.
What's with everyone in torturing right now?
Dizzy and I started a company called Mass to Mass Consulting.
We're dedicated to stopping the evil plans of all the criminals in the city.
Our motto is cut it out, please.
Pretty cute, huh?
Well, we also sell plans as the criminals as psychos, side business. Wonder if that's okay. Sometimes I think maybe we're the worst criminals.
So in other words, that's why people are posing as Mass to Mass. I mean, now they're getting plans, just like the real one did.
Oh my god.
I wanted to show my appreciation to Mr. Wright for exterminating Don Tigre. So I lent him 500,000 in a tea set, a special thick tea, one that I mixed with my own two hands. I bet he's drinking it right now. Went through compromise.
Wait, she loaned him money? Oh god.
Oh.
I feel like she forced him to take that loan.
I'm just an old man and in the way, a wrinkly, grumpy, clown-nosed waste of flesh. At least that's what I thought. When my grandkids have a birthday party for me the other day, talk about embarrassing, 69 years old, I cried like a baby with a dirty diaper.
Aw. His kids like him. He's happy. Great kids.
Go to a doctor for the nose.
As usual, we have an abundance of work to do. We've hired a new programmer to replace Glenelg. I hope everyone will get along. His name is Adamada. As soon as I heard his name, I knew our brain circuits would align perfectly. What?
What?
That's a weird one. Okay.
My. More reporters. Since the murder, we made so much money, I hardly know what to do. I think magazines like us because I provide such a nice visual, especially in spring. I can hardly wait for Iris to come back.
sweet of you and everyone else to come visit me here the other day. I, of course, was happy you constantly had your eyes on me, but I felt kind of bad when the little one slapped you so hard you got a nosebleed.
Oh.
Bro beat the shit out of you.
Throws his cup away.
What's this? I'm back from a long and tiring vacation. No one's here to greet me? Guess while I was gone, my little whippersnapper buddy quit, and now I got no one. And what kind of lonely, crazy security room is this supposed to be anyway? What's with all the flashing lights and switches? I feel like some sort of space alien. And now what am I gonna do with all these macadamia nuts I brought back for everyone? If I bring them over to Edgy Poo, know what he'd do with them? I can't really accept them, I'm afraid, or something just painful this fragile heart. I wouldn't will this fine gentleman never find a refined lady.
What the hell?
I kept up with that pretty decently, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I finally found something I love to do. Francie's whippity-witty whip tip. It's gonna turn the heart on our head. I should have realized it sooner. Self-centered, lazy, antisocial. I'm an artist. A really good portrait artist. I'm not a loser after all.
She can sue you. Don't
What?
use her likeness.
Francisco will like my whippity-whippity-tippity-whippity.
There we go.
A lawyer only cries once it's all over.
And that took way longer than expected.
Ooh. Yeah. Nice, but we did it.
We did it.
Yeah! High five!
And that was the first 3 games. A
Yeah.
lot of them.
There's millions.
Not millions.
300,000.
Nah.
There should be more.
Yeah. Kind of.
I just like how Godot just like glug 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 and then throws his coffee in my I'm done with that.
I want to still play that new one. The 2016
Who
one. Find that somewhere.
who kept giving Godot his coffee mugs? Kept sliding towards him.
I don't know. I guess he had like some person do that. I'm gonna guess he had like one detective just assigned to giving him coffee repeatedly.
Gumshoe?
Probably. Let's
Probably
just
good.
assume that he had whenever Gumshoe wasn't on the stand, he had Gumshoe stand to the side and just hand him coffee. He probably had at least one detective, either Gumshoe or like Officer Meekins.
Yeah.
Because we know the prosecutors can order the detectives around.
Alright, well that's gonna do for this, and I want to thank you for watching. Feel free to leave a comment. Hope you have yourself a good day. Bye bye.